Mike from PA talking about Ethan.
He basically does emotional blackmail. The level of narcissism is mind-boggling.
I fell for this Black Lives Matter shirt.
He's black in a BLM shirt, he's black. How could he not be on my team?
True. You want every single Palestinian to be executed ruthlessly in the streets so that you can build another park in Gaza.
That's it.
Baying pig, you bloodthirsty, violent pig dog.
That's what people like me want, though.
Wait, does he bleep my name? I'm literally Voldemort to these people.
I feel like everything that like I learned from Hasan, now I'm curious if I've just been like misled, and I'm like struggling with that fact because of like the takes that Hasan has been having recently. I've agreed with a lot of his takes previously. Am I just completely wrong? I'm having like an existential crisis.
The devil donated $20. Your sympathy for Ethan of age 3 has led us to your videos. We were also disappointed at the pause on leftovers as we wish to see a continued oppositional examination of the Gazan/Israeli conflict. Yeah, that's hard for Ethan. If you were a fan base, here's what I will say, okay? Oh, and I can say this, I'm a content creator. If you're a fan of Ethan, if they have an email thing or if they've got like Twitter DMs open, like sending a message and saying like, hey, I understand that, like it's really rough to talk about this and a lot of people are shitting you, but like I appreciate your perspective, or even if like I'm pro-Palestine or whatever, but like I understand where you're coming from. I know this motion probably means a lot to them right now because I'm sure that they're like super mindful. This is probably some of the, if I had to guess in the history of H3H3, this is probably the most amount of public hate I think they've ever gotten. Do you think, have they ever, I'm trying to think, has Ethan ever been on this unpopular of a side of like woke scolds before or anything like that? Has he? I followed their stuff for like quite a while. I'm trying to think. I know he's been in like some controversial stuff before, but like of this, I don't think so. Squirrel made a hate thread about you. A deranged neoliberal streamer who hadn't heard of Palestine until a few days ago decided to do a research stream on it comprised of skimming Wikipedia for a couple hours, and has become the most fanatical, far-right Zionist lunatic alive. Real shocker, couldn't see that coming. This is the same scumbag piece of human filth who was live streaming praise for the fascist Christian fundamentalist military coup in Bolivia, repeating the lie that it was a stolen election and never even bothered to correct it. Oh, by the way, credibility is important. I was correct 100% on everything relating to the Bolivia stuff. Remember, all of these guys said that when that lady came into power in the interim government, that Bolivia would never have elections again, that it was a military coup, that the government was not taking over. They did have elections again. And I'm pretty sure the Morales party, I think, won next, didn't they? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But didn't the Morales party literally win the next set of elections? Somebody can tell me if I'm right or wrong on that. I think they did. They did win again, yes. And guess what? No military stopped them. Nobody. So these guys were it's funny that she brings this up, but they were 1,000,000% wrong on that. That it was a CIA-backed government coup that was going to prevent socialist parties from everything. They were completely wrong about that. But okay. No evidence of fraud in Morales poll victory. Says U.S. researchers, a bitter election, accusations of fraud, and now second thoughts, breaking exit polls for the Bolivia movement. By the way, the issues weren't that there were evidence of fraud. The issue was that votes have confirmed to have been routed through servers that were controlled, I believe, by the Morales party that had no third-party auditing. That was the issue that people have. And I'm almost positive that that was 100% true. There wasn't evidence of fraud, but it was like impossible to verify. That was the issue that people had. So this is also like not a very accurate. Also, people's issue, I believe, with Evo is I think it was in Bolivia where he got the Supreme Court to change the term limits for the president as well, right? From 2 terms to 4 or something more. Yeah, but she's leaving out like everything. I don't know. The Squirrel person might not know anything about Bolivia. I have no idea. But yeah, this person, I don't know if they have any idea what they're talking about. But okay. Notice, by the way, that the scumbag piece of garbage Gusano, nice racial slur, suddenly stopped believing in Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and beat Salem on Israel and Israel alone. On every other country that the U.S. considers an official enemy, they're 100% accurate. When have I ever said I don't believe Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and beat Salem? Beat Salem. these are really big organizations. Like the UN and Amnesty International, they probably say things I agree with and they probably say things I disagree with. But like articles that are written on these websites are a lot different than them vetting or verifying, you know, like dead people or doing investigations or whatever. Like these are I'm pretty sure these are really huge orgs. Amnesty International is a global movement of more than 10 million people in 150 countries who campaign nice, 2 campaigns, for a world where human rights are enjoyed by all. Amnesty had pretty controversial opinions regarding Ukraine. Okay, I don't even know. Why do you think the Squirrel person hates you so much? Oh, they're just a super tanky shell, a super anti-American shell, and they hate me because they called me a fascist. I think they used to be a big fan of mine when I was on my debating Nazi arc, and then when I started debating lefties, they lost their fucking mind. I wish Destiny would let out his biases. If he has, and I missed them, then all good, but he talks as if he has none, but some topics he approaches with some initial biases from my observation. I'm pretty sure I just tell you. Don't I tell you when I have like, oh, this is what I think about this so far? This is like, I'm pretty sure I've stated that almost everything. Like there's very few topics that I know absolutely nothing about, right? So I'm probably going into almost everything with somewhat of a bias. I'm pretty sure for the Israel-Palestine thing, I went in with a slight, I feel like I've had a Palestinian bias, but as I've read more and more over time, I start to lean a little bit more Israel. Now that I've done way more history reading, now I'm starting to really lean towards Israel. But again, that might change by the time we finish. We'll see. Okay. What is this? This was posted in the H3 subreddit. I know that Destiny and Hasanabi heads don't overlap because of something that happened around or before 2018. I'm actually a longtime viewer of both Hasan and H3, and I'm not really sure what happened. Just that it spawned the what a liar dude, what a Weasley little liar meme. I'm honestly in full support of pausing leftovers literally because Destiny's YouTube page is just filled to the brim of shitting on both Hasan and Ethan. I understand if you find the takes problematic, but the manner in which Destiny does all of that is so gross, I guess. Clips of him show up on my Insta feed all the time, and he seems to have reasonable takes most of the time. I just hate that Leftovers alone is supplying ammunition to that guy. The Venn diagram comparing leftists who hate Hasan and Ethan and Destiny fans is a circle. Okay. Mike from PA talking about Ethan. He put it well, in my opinion.
He puts himself...
Let's see. He makes himself the victim, repeating IDF propaganda / talking points. No sympathy or empathy for Palestinian people, and then something about capitalism, big donors, corporations, USA, something maybe? Okay, these are my 4 bingo points. Let's see if we hit any of these. Let's try. Oh, open air prison? Maybe, yeah.
He puts himself in this, he basically does emotional blackmail, where he gets super emotive and out of his control, and we're all supposed to show empathy for him.
He makes himself the victim?
While literally thousands of people are being bombed and killed.
No sympathy or empathy for Palestinian people?
It's like the level of narcissism
I think that's close
that we're
enough.
all just supposed to tolerate is mind-boggling. Here's his IG story. I apologize for caring about Israel and Jewish people. I lived in Israel for 5 years. My wife is Israeli. My kids, my wife's entire family. Of course, I have bias, as nearly everyone I love is affected by this. If you are incapable of understanding that, if this post enrages you, then I'm afraid you're nothing more than an unwitting conduit of Hamas propaganda, an organization whose stated goal is to kill me and my entire family. All right, couple things here. First, let me just say this. Nobody, as far as I'm aware, is saying that we support the killing of civilians randomly.
Well, he's playing a weird game there. Your team literally has said that, unless you're going to make the argument that Israel people, settlers, aren't civilians, but okay.
At least not in my community, not in Hasan's community. Maybe some randos typed some shit in a Discord, but that is not a representative of the community, you dipshit. Second of all, I understand that you may have family that were affected, and that's very traumatizing. That should enable you to be even more empathetic to the civilian lives that are being lost.
No sympathy or empathy for Palestinian people.
In Gaza. And the cycle of violence. Can you use your brain for 5 seconds to go, perhaps genocidally bombing a people, cutting them off from all economic activity, giving them no hope for peace, denying them a state, blockading them for over a decade and a half, spreading violent settlers, preventing Palestinians from developing themselves economically. All of that might, I don't know, be a background that enables groups like Hamas to recruit. If you want to defeat Hamas, show Hamas how engagement and peace is better. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to risk their families' lives. We want to live high quality, comfortable, happy lives with our loved ones and our friends.
Oh, damn.
That's what people want. You don't give them that opportunity, and then you're surprised when they lash out.
Who is he even arguing against? I have no idea. Apparently Ethan is like solely responsible for maintaining the blockade. Ethan and Gila. These are like abusive clips. It's sad to watch, but...
That's fine. I think that's fine. So if a guy pays for my tab...
I think I'm getting your attention. I feel like I touched like a vampire touching holy water.
Can I help you?
Well, I think they want to go in.
Okay.
My God. You don't pronounce the H in Gila? Is it Ela? Get the sofa one? Stop. How the fuck does MikeFromPA have 8,000 subs? I think he's just got a few like mega Oilers in that community. God damn it. Don't make me do this. Oh, this guy over here, this Lucidfox guy, is also an insane tanky as well. So Nicole here, who Mike was dating at the time, she's like an alpha giga type A mega person, okay? Who I like. I think that's funny. But Mike is a little bit more the type B passive personality. So she'd been basically bullying the him like all day, and he was like so triggered that he takes it out the only way he knows how.
Is that weird? Well, no. Just
I always hit it. I punched the
late on this one.
the granite a little.
Yeah.
That just feels good.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Just feels good.
What did you just do? Why is this couch now moved? Did you just hit the couch?
No, we just moved the couch back. I just nudged it. Oh shit, they're here.
Just hit.
Yeah.
That just feels good.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Just feels good.
What did you just do?
I hate this motherfucker so much. Oh my God. Oh, sorry, we're doing his greatest hits. Okay, this is the last one and then we're done with Mike, okay? There was a time when Mike thought he was so cool because he was bringing a Black Lives Matter protester to go talk to AOC, and he figured the guy must be like progressive because he's black, right? And all black people are progressive. But what Mike actually did was he set up AOC with a Project Veritas journalist, and he didn't even realize that's what he was doing.
I drove 1 hour, if I can please.
Yes, of course.
I drove 1 hour just to let you know that I am a journalist with Project Veritas.
Oh,
and I would
okay.
actually like to ask you about some commentary that you said about us.
Okay.
You actually see that Charlie Chester from CNN was exposed as pushing propaganda.
Now, when Mike talks about this on his stream, Mike says, after I realized what was going on, I tried to, I tried to get him to back off. I tried to make him disengage. I don't know if anybody has that clip.
Thank you so much. Investigated that.
There you. I'm sorry. He's just like, he's so mad.
Turns out actually to be perhaps misleading. Thank you so
There he is. Just
much. Sorry, when an elected representative hides behind her fame and refuses to actually stand and be accountable, you know, this is the only recourse we have. Project Veritas, we expose everyone, sir.
Does anybody have the, I'm sorry, this is the last one. Does anybody have the clip from his stream where he was talking about like, yeah, after I realized it, I like tried to like get them to stop or whatever. I'm a bit behind on YouTube stream, but schadenfreude, or however it's spelled, literally means hurt and damage happiness. It means you're happy for someone else's pain. Yeah, but I feel like it's because they have to do something bad. Is it really just you being an asshole? That just seems so mean. I guess it could be, I don't know. Like, I feel like it has to be like a bad person. Like, let's say that you had like this saint, like your mom was like doing some really nice thing. She goes to like clean the washing machine and it like sparks and like strikes her and she gets hurt and you like start laughing at your mom. Would that be schadenfreude? That just seems so horrible. Yes, as a German, you're literally correct, more correct than the people laughing at your mom. Good! Fuck you. Like, I feel like schadenfreude is supposed to be like, a guy says something about how like, will be an example. I don't eat poor people food. I don't eat McDonald's. Fuck you. And then they go into some higher-end restaurant and they get food poisoning. That would be like schadenfreude, I thought. When you're like, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you like take pleasure in his misfortune. Because that would be mine. Schadenfreude, whatever the f. That's called irony? I don't believe that's called irony. Well, would that be ironic? Actually, that might be ironic in that particular circumstance. Man, this memory lane trip reminds me of the good times of League. Shut up!
I need to put another video on because I don't want to miss this. Staff and security swoop in as AOC flees. When questioned, Project Veritas journalist. See if you see anything in this.
1 hour. I noticed you didn't say anything about that, but you said
never. It's just that clip we watched.
Okay.
Might as well finish the hype train I started. Has right. DSA Gasm has left.
We can't just watch Mike clips all day. You know, we could just watch Mike clips all day. Because there's a lot of people when I play these that are like, oh my god, like you've never seen them before. And these are memories that need to be passed on. It's called oral tradition, okay? We need to pass these memories on from generation to generation. You can't forget about it, okay? It has to live in our hearts and minds.
Oh shit, I closed the Jimmy Dore thing by accident. Where were we? Oh, fuck, how far away were we? I know, my shirt was looking not great in that shot. You hate to see it.
And, you know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's not. So I got contacted by lots of people. And all of a sudden, studies came out that say, hey, no, that actually has been helping. So now we have contradicting studies, right?
So remember, I told you that Project Veritas story. Would you have fallen for that guy? Would you have fallen for this guy? Tell me that I'm dumb for falling for this guy. I helped this guy. I fell for this guy. Black Lives Matter shirt.
He's black in a BLM shirt. He's black. How could he not be on my team?
And he was like, oh, I didn't even get a chance to talk to AOC. Motherfucker. He just seemed like a normal young guy, you know? And then I was super mad. And I called him a scumbag. They edited it out. They edited it out, me calling him a scumbag.
It was a Newsweek. I wasn't making it. I didn't pull it out of some crazy thing. It's establishment mainstream news thing. I'm pretty sure it was Newsweek. And I tweeted it out and I said, hey, can we stop politicizing medical science? Can we get back to just doing medical science again and asking questions?
How much damage did Trump do? Seen as not FDA approved? All right, hold on, give me a second.
Oh my god, fuck. It was so bad. Even Hasan.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just don't want to fucking wear a mask at the gym, dude. It's death, okay? Mask at the gym, worst thing that's ever happened to mankind. And we shifted to a reality where chatters don't blame me for Project Veritas. It was a funny story and they botched it. I didn't introduce them to AOC fucking chat. Nope, don't believe it. We shifted into that reality already. Mike from PA, I can't believe you fucking introduced AOC to the Project Veritas guy. I love that video, dude. Mike from PA in the background going... Oh, it's so funny. It's such a beautiful video.
Do you know why I have a check mark on Twitch? Because I owned someone on this debate. Now, I wasn't trying to own. I wasn't trying to win a debate. I was just trying to educate and inform, and we had a reasonable discussion.
Okay, we won't watch all this. Basically, me and Mike had huge disagreements over Bernie Sanders' popularity. I thought Bernie Sanders' popularity was largely fictitious because it was buoyed by young people and like very white demographics in certain states, and it wouldn't carry through to like other states, and because Bernie couldn't seem to hit over a certain popularity in the party. Mike from PA told me that obviously every person in the United States loves progressive politics, and as soon as they hear about Bernie, they love him, blah, blah, blah. I think somebody asked me on a show if I had to guess. This is pretty early on, and even though my guess might seem really good here, I'm really guessing with very limited information. I shouldn't get any credit for my guess because I was really just guessing based on what seemed most likely at the time. But it's not like I'm not like a god or anything, but like this is just funny. Who I want or who's gonna win? This guy asked me, Nim, another Twitch streamer, he's like, who do you think is gonna win the presidential primaries for the Democrats? Who I want or who's gonna win?
Who you think is gonna win?
Fuck. I think Biden.
Gun pointed to your head, you have to pick one.
Who I want or who's gonna win?
Who you think?
What an idiot!
Fuck.
What an idiot! What a stupid f***. What a moron! What a dipshit! Good one! Hey, and you can't say he wasn't informed, because 2 months ago I told him for 3 hours why Bernie was gonna beat Biden. So, it's not like he hadn't heard the arguments, he just has bad judgment. One more time, for the people in the back.
I think Biden. Then it should be.
Does anyone...
Do you remember when he was hate watching one of your videos? You made it private and we tricked him into refreshing the page by telling him someone added subtitles? Oh yeah. God. Stop linking me Mike videos, guys. Why are we doing this? I totally get your hate for that guy. What a fucking cunt. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, this is what I mean about like the cuckoldry of fake ambivalent centrist moderation, where you will, so like again, it's like 0 days in, wow, your conclusions are so hasty, they ended up being wrong 1 day in. My conclusions now have been arrived at following the full summation of the evidence at hand 2 days in. Well, actually, my conclusions are the real. Bro, just admit that you should adjust your beliefs in accordance with the evidence, and the evidence is ever shifting. Like, just be honest with the information you have at the whatever. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Did you see this funny meme about me arriving at conclusions quickly? Yeah, I love the meme, but in this case, it doesn't actually apply because I said with regards to the Israeli bombing that we don't know for sure, but the evidence at hand strongly points to it. This is what I mean by the cuckoldry.
By the way, the evidence at hand strongly... What evidence? There was zero evidence that was ever presented, ever.
Of fake moderation and centrism, which is something I'd use to describe both this meme and the community it's from. It's irrational.
Oh, he's talking about my community.
Because it disingenuous.
I'm a newish fan, so please keep watching these old clips. I need the lore. Okay, give me the Urkel clip from Mike. That's the last one we're watching. Give me the Urkel clip.
He assumes a greater degree of legitimacy to a range of uncertainty present when the conclusion looks like it leans towards them. And in the other direction, it's like, it's a very specific form of bad faith, actually, where your claims only need so much certainty in order to be justifiably worthy of advocacy, whereas the claims made by the opposition have to be held to a much higher standard. And that shifts back and forth, you see? Anyway, it's a waste of time. Honestly, I think that like conversations like this do very little other than to detract from the fact that there is a genocide that is taking place right now. Israel is doing genocide. I think
everything is a genocide. The funny thing is, if you ask these lefties of any like the current like ongoing genocides of the world, like if you ask them, do you know any of the actual like ongoing genocides? Besides, like you deny the Uyghur one, and then the other two are Palestinians supposedly and trans people. Those are like all the genocides happening right now. It's like, bro. This is so fucking funny. God, he's such a weird fuck.
Oh my god, I didn't realize All Relevant was at the DNC. I didn't realize All Relevant was at the DNC in 96. Oh, there he is. I found him. Didn't expect you to make racist jokes. What? I was calling him a nerd. Oh, fuck. Get out of here, dude. Come on. Calling him a fucking nerd.
I was calling him an Urkel. What's you saying that if you could call me an Urkel if you want? Jesus Christ. You woke scolds really are the worst.
That's decent engagement. I'm a smaller Twitter account. I post earnest tweets, not jokes. I'm doing pretty well on Twitter. That's fine. To get 802 likes on a reply is hilarious.
So, oh, I remember this account. You said it was cringe when I called out Destiny, and your own followers owned you, LeMayo. So notice how he, first of all, he retweets his own tweet, which I think is very funny, okay?
Pretty well on Twitter. That's fine. To get 802 likes on a reply is hilarious.
As meanwhile, the main one gets 2,500, and he just realizes that he had way less than that. Oh no! He didn't rehearse this. He thought he had more. He thought he had more. He just realized it. Oh no! Do you see what he's gonna? Meanwhile, the main one only got 100 likes, and he fucking
account. I post earnest tweets, not jokes. I'm doing pretty well on Twitter. That's fine. To get 802 likes on a reply is hilarious.
As meanwhile,
and then I posted. Then he apparently deleted the tweet.
Oh my
god! This was my reply.
Fucking loser. Important meme. White parents are mad that refugees are getting funding for college. Boring article read. Mike saying that Pete is ashamed that he's gay. Yeah, I'm good on that. Okay. Okay, this doesn't work. Build a bridge with PewDiePie. PewDiePie actually seems like PewDiePie kind of seems like he won the internet. He went onto YouTube. He became the most popular YouTuber in the world, reacting to like horror games or playing horror games. Then he switched to like some quasi socio-political commentary. Then he just kind of was like, oh, now I'm happily married. I've got a wife, and we vlog sometimes. I feel like PewDiePie did everything right. Well, I mean, his political support at times was questionable, but it feels like that's basically what he's done. And now he's just like, I think he's got like a wife and kids. And his content is just like wholesome content now. I think did he move to Japan full time?
It's September, but it's...
When did he do commentary? There was a small arc after the horror game. I want to say was this like, what, 3 years ago? Where PewDiePie was doing like kind of like social commentary for a little bit? Am I crazy on that? I think he did. Because I remember he got in trouble for it for a little bit. But because he made a couple of Sweatstony supporting comments for some people. But, during COVID maybe, yeah.
Gone.
Okay, we're doing research now, okay? After this last thread. After the last thread, okay? So back in December 2020, MikeFromPA was banned by Twitch for posting about and celebrating a doxed list of scabs in the airline industry. I blurred their names out, he did not. He's giving scabbing in the past as a grave moral wrong. So MikeFromPA was basically going over on his stream. He was going through all of these airline people that had scabbed. And it was so bad he was willing to post their full names and dox them, everything, okay? If you didn't know, Mike's entire stream is built around the concept of being Hasan's waiting room. If you check his stats on Solinome, you can see that he constantly times his stream and baits with his titles to get Hasan viewers, and then he goes offline once Hasan is live. So if you compare the times of when he goes live and when he goes offline, it's always like about an hour or two before Hasan streams, and then when Hasan goes live, he starts to lose all his viewers and he shuts his stuff off. Okay? You can kind of see it here. It's not going to load, but... Well, what did Mike do when Hasan wasn't going to stream on the day off? So Twitch took a day off to strike against like unfair treatment of like black Twitch streamers, something stupid, but he decides to not only stream, but he streams even longer than usual, trying to capitalize on all of Hasan's viewers that aren't able to watch him. This is literally the pinnacle of scabbish behavior. This is the only day where Mike has ever streamed more than like 2 or 3 hours, and it was the day that Hasan decided to take the day off so that he could try to capitalize on all of Hasan's viewers. Just another data point. It's funny because he started later than normal, and it's one of the only times he streamed longer than 4 to 5 hours. He's literally soaking up all the extra viewership while Hasan is not streaming, an actual scab. Mike gets called out for this by the streamer at Andre Demice. This was one of the guys that tried to defeat me during the N-word saga, and he couldn't. And then he either feigns ignorance or implies that the strike doesn't matter because it's not an organization. Why are you streaming? Is there any reason I shouldn't be? And he's like, oh, I didn't think there was an organization doing this. What did Mike say on stream when called out? He said it wasn't a real strike, and he made fun of the people for taking their first steps towards collective action.
What is there to say? Is today a Twitch strike? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, I'm not going to go out of my way to shit on people who are attempting the first steps toward some sort of collective action. I would never do that. But I want you to understand something. You don't just get to tweet and then everybody else takes the day off. That's not union organizing. That's not leftism. All right? I tweet, therefore you don't work is not how it works. All right?
When asked again about his longer than normal stream, he lies and says that he streamed along with pretty much everyone else. Then he claims he didn't strike because it wasn't actual economic action.
Mike, why did you stream during all day off Twitch? Long stream too. I thought scabs were bad. I streamed along with pretty much everybody else who was doing political content. I have a news show. Unless we're doing actual economic action, I'm going to cover those stories. The same as TYT, Majority Report, Lucidfox, Denims.
The funny thing is, though, damn, these Twitter threads were baller. Why did I stop doing these? The funny thing is, though, is that when Mike was pushed to do actual economic action before, he pushed back and claimed that supporting things like mutual aid would kill his channel. Even his chat and other broadcaster, in this case it was Lucidfox, thought that his position was indefensible.
He's get involved in the process. Seems like that might be more fruitful than having another one of these discussions that does nothing.
Okay. The reason why people organize around presidential elections is because they get tens of billions of dollars of free media. It's a unifying election that everybody in the entire country knows about, and it gives us a common language that we can reach more and more people. If you go into mutual aid stuff, that is inherently a very local action. If I go and do mutual aid shit, my audience will go from thousands of people to 50 people.
Imagine going that mask off.
What?
Because
even Lucidfox, like, wait, what? And I think Mike realizes, whoa, what are you doing here? No.
In the process.
Because they're going to all be in their own communities doing local actions and not doing anything that's oriented towards national politics.
What?
This is a defeating. And also, can we be real? Who's going to turn? Can you show me the mutual aid streamers? Of people that just sit there discussing mutual aid all day?
What are you talking about? You can diversify your content. You can talk about more than just that. What?
Okay, guys. I mean,
if it's just...
It's also strange because he's called out other leftist creators that did fundraising / charity as not doing real charity and just called them all self-aggrandizing fests and virtue signal events. Okay, we don't need to watch. Okay, guy. Things in these emails that I wanted to get to because I can't delete the emails until we go over some of this on stream. Okay, JD quit Supreme Religion. I saw that. Okay, this guy emailed me with the title 3-course meal and some snacks. Lucidfox is a nobody. He's maybe 1/8 of Denims in average viewers and brain cells, but I'm looking for streamers to use as an example. This was his first stream after the Hamas attack. Stream on October 9th, and the stream title was From River to the Sea, Palestinian Flag, Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Following clips have a bit of padding here and there, sometimes not just for spoken context, but for the tone of the stream. All sources are like boba balls at the bottom. I don't know why this guy is linking me this or what he wants me to watch, but now you guys are coming along for the ride, okay?
But amazing photo. Not that smart anymore, huh? Ah, man. You do like to see people tear down the walls of their oppressors, you know? Pretty fucking cool stuff overall. It's obviously sad and tragic. People are going to lose their lives as a result of this ongoing conflict, but I deeply mean the Palestinians in that. The blowback that Israel's going to experience as a result of this, I kind of have less sympathy for. Oof. But
and then he links me a second clip. What is this?
Turns out redeploying a chunk of your forces to guard illegal settlements makes it easy to overrun and remains in place. Yeah, they underestimated the power of the Hilux. That's right. Oh man, I just no fucking sympathy whatsoever for the Israeli military that's getting fucking waxed right now. And still, like let's make no mistake, like I believe as of like this morning, Palestinians are still making gains, right? As far as what I saw on maps and whatnot. Invaders always gonna have an uphill battle against oppressed people. Yeah.
And then one more.
My goal is solutions. Your goal is the continuation of violence. You want way more than 260 people dying.
True.
You want every single Palestinian to be executed ruthlessly in the streets so that you can build another theme park in Gaza.
That's it.
Baying pig. You bloodthirsty, violent pig dog.
Amazing energy. Yeah, sorry, that's what
is the baying pig. Am I being like paranoid, or is that like a weird like Gusano Cuban reference, communist reference, or fascist reference? Is that what that is? It must be, right? At first I'm wondering, like, am I just reading too far into that? Or, I mean, where else would that phrase come from, right? Yeah, it must be a Bay of Pigs reference, I feel like, yeah.
Thirsty, violent pig dog.
Amazing energy. Yeah, sorry, that's what people like me want, though.
Destiny? Wait, does he bleep my name? I'm literally Voldemort to these people. Seriously?
People like me want, though. That's it. They would be none happier if every single person in Gaza was gone.
Suck my
as the offensive is.
The person also said, oh no, wait, someone in chat like this. This was Denims on the day of.
As the offensive is in response to the desecration of Al-Aqsa Mosque and the crimes of the Israeli occupation.
The time has come to draw the line for the enemy to understand their time is up and they can't keep going without consequences. We are announcing an operation called Al-Aqsa Floods.
I love how the terrorist fighters are like 12 dudes in t-shirts. My favorite part of my favorite part of media coverage is just how bullshit it all is. How absolutely bullshit it all is. Al Jazeera News is one of the few news organizations that actually covers it close to fairly.
Have you ever seen somebody so dark, but yet so white at the same time? That was the whitest, most American, liberal, progressive comment I have ever heard in my entire life. What? Al Jazeera English's coverage is decent, but that statement was wild.
How absolutely bullshit it all is. Al Jazeera News is one of the few news organizations that actually covers it close to fairly, where they actually allow the opposition, aka Palestinians, to talk about why they're invading. And the invasion is people escaping their fucking open air prison.
Here is something to counteract all the doomer pills that you've been eating these last 2 weeks. Oh, he links me non-doomer pill things. What is? Does this guy just watch every political Twitch streamer, or what is this? What is this?
It's gonna sound really dumb, but this has actually kind of been hard for me in a lot of ways, in like the most light way possible. But it's been hard for me to like come to terms with, because I feel like everything that like I learned from Hasan, now I'm curious if I've just been like misled, and I'm like struggling with that fact because of like the takes that Hasan has been having recently, and I'm just like, wait, I've agreed with a lot of his takes previously. Am I just completely wrong? I'm having like an existential crisis.
Damn. And then you linked a second clip. What is this?
And so like I've been definitely branching out to watching other content creators, you know, like Keppels. I mean, I think Vosh is like pretty consistently good on points. Obviously, like Dylan Burns is like my rock when it comes to like domestic, or not, I'm not something, foreign policy takes. You know, I'm glad we found like Lonerbox, like, because I think that he's watching more, and branching out more, because I have lost like all confidence in Hasan. And so like I've been definitely branching out to watching other.
Damn. P.S. I don't think the term alt-left is cringe. It's completely cringe, a bit cringe, sure, but it invokes associations in the mind of a listener. If I try to convince a normie about the dangers of Hasan's rhetoric, I think drawing similarities to how alt-right YouTube creators contributed to the pipeline that led to the Charlottesville riot, or Charlottesville, is beneficial. Lefties are lucky to have such words like Nazi and fascist to demonize others, words with history behind them. What the fuck is a tanky? Question mark. True. Tanky has... Where does tanky comes from, like... Was it like Lenin rolling tanks into like Budapest? I think tanky has a really weird origin. Like I don't know. I didn't even know this where it came from until I looked at it. I just always heard it as like a slur for left-leaning people. Was it 1958? Oh, I'm sorry. It might have been way after. Was it Khrushchev? Oh, my bad. It was Hungary. I think it was in Budapest, in Hungary, and then in Prague. 68. Okay, this is way after Lenin. But yeah. And it doesn't hit the same too. Like I don't think a normal human being knows what a tanky is, but everybody knows like what a fascist and a Nazi is, right? It might mean something to Eastern Europeans though, or to people in Europe in general though, maybe. Reach out to that girl and save her? That's ultra cringe. I don't ever do that, even though everybody seems to think that I do. Okay, good job on that email. What is this email? And then this same guy gave me another one. Fun fact, Key and Peele did a sketch on Lucidfox. Oh, it's the I Said Bitch sketch, okay. To be fair, the bleep sound effect is not specifically for his mentions of you. It's just a tool to cover that lefty edge humor, for example. Oh.
Oh, sorry, I missed one.
Why are all your recommended videos House MD videos? Because basically, as soon as my stream goes off and I'm doing emails and shit, I just start listening to all these like House videos. I just love him. He's my guy. Especially now that I'm on Vyvanse, I feel like I vibe with House so much, you know? I almost want to like have my bottle and just pop pills throughout the day to get high. Because I mean, if House does it, fuck, man.
One government statement. Oh, sorry, I missed one government statement. What did Andy Biggs have to say? How many Hamas sleeper cells have crossed our southern border under Biden's administration policies? Hey, man, you should fucking, you know? Hey, what if you weren't like anymore? That'd be great.
Okay.
I don't know. Thanks. The more you know from Lucid.
The beep's not just for me. That's good. Let's see. Doobie Burb VT messages in chat and brings up DC. I hate that worm so much. Oh, worm. Oh, he still Gusanos me.
I don't know. There's just a lot of unsubstantiated shit that's flying around on Twitter right now. It's being taken as fact with, I don't know, nothing backing it whatsoever besides like a picture here or there. So that's pretty good. I think that's actually my favorite part of this weekend, is the fact that this fucking website exists now in no official capacity. So anybody that would have been providing news just a few short months ago doesn't anymore, or barely does. And most of the ones that do still serve empire, you know? They still serve imperialism. So it's a bunch of like weirdo freaks that are just saying things out of hand with no corroborating evidence that are then passed around by fascist fucking freaks like me that are now
fascist freaks. You know what I realize? It's not even that I hate being called a slur. It's that I hate that these called me a slur. I would much prefer Fuentes or some Nazi person calling me a slur, because at least they're like on the same playing field. Because if I call them slurs, like they don't give a fuck. Like we're all just like playing evenly. Like it's fine. I don't care. As long as you're okay with it, bro. If you're okay with it, fucking go hard. Okay, you want to make fun of my family? You want to make let's roll in the dirt. I love it. But it's these guys that will like moral grandstand you. Like this guy would have been an N-word sayer if he would have gone into 4chan instead of Tumblr or some shit. You know, like God, it's so fucking annoying. Unter, what do they call it? What was the really bad word in German? Wasn't it like Untermenschen or whatever? What was the one that triggered the of everybody? When this is the one for subhuman? Yeah, he's that thing. Yeah, fuck this guy.
People like to say apartheid as a buzzword a lot when talking about Israel. But considering the very unique geopolitical situation in which they're literally surrounded by people who want them dead, is mostly only allowing Jews to be there really that unreasonable? Hey, what's your objection to South African apartheid? I've never looked into that situation. Yeah, no, I know. I'm nah, man, I'm
what? And you have the out of here, dude. Get out of here.
That one? Nah, no idea. Just say you like apartheid, dude. That's it. You know, it's cool. Pogger's fish is wrong. I know, it's so crazy. Real pog crazy. Man, yeah, I hate.
Do you agree with this based philosophical take on shooting rockets out of hospitals?
I hate paused fish more than most posters on fucking Twitter. I think, you know.
Oh, ask yourself. My favorite vegan debate lord. If so, it is probably, sadly justified. Using human shield is deeply evil, but the bad thing is not shooting through the human shield to prevent deeper evil. It is the use of human shields in the first place. I think I would probably agree with that, right? If a mass shooter went into a mall with 2 civilian babies like strapped to him and started killing people, if the only way the cops could stop him were to shoot and kill him and the civilian babies, shooting and killing the civilian babies would be like a moral wrong, but he would probably have, you would ascribe most of the responsibility to the hostage taker, not the shooter, probably. I think that would be the argument you would make, right? Wait, does anybody have the comic of like the baby shield comic? Somebody was like, this is what Hasan thinks a human shield actually is. What the fuck is this even from? You can't shoot me, you can't tase me, you can't gas me, you can't even knock me down. Not without something very fragile and very precious going squish. The Punisher? Is that the Punisher? Or is this like an enemy of the Punisher? That's Pisco 95. True. Bonus meme. When discussing topics that don't involve Jews or Islam, Karantos is actually good at following conversations and summarizing other people's points. With that said,
because we see Israel time and time again use the excuse of Hamas and body shields as to why they justify the war crimes and the heinous acts that they commit upon the people of Palestine.
my understanding of Q's argument, Israel uses Hamas as an excuse to bomb targets in Gaza, but they do similar attacks on people in the West Bank where Hamas has no presence. Therefore, the Hamas excuse is bullshit in the West Bank and Gaza. Also, not sure what is more soy. Vosh is Bolivia or Karantos is Haraza. Okay, I don't know what the point of this was, but okay. Didn't you read like an old philosophy thing about using human shields a couple months ago because of the self-defense research? Kind of, actually. I think it might have been, I think it was a Judith Thompson paper on self-defense. And then she expanded that to like country self-defense. Stream was not happy that day. I think that was like a 30 or 40 page paper, wasn't it? People were pretty bored. You even tweeted the best human shields comment, did I? "110 killed in the West Bank since the start of the war. Approximately 60 are terrorists, 54 are violent protesters. Others were shot by settlers." I'm pretty sure this is true, okay? I would be very careful about Israel labeling people that they kill in the West Bank as terrorists or violent protesters, because I'm pretty sure it's been irrefutably shown in the past that the IDF has fired upon and killed full-on peaceful protesters in the West Bank, sometimes at great range. So when people in the West Bank are being killed and the IDF describes them as violent or terrorists, I would remain highly skeptical of that claim until more evidence is brought forth. Also, Israel seems to have a hard time holding their soldiers accountable when those types of killings happen as well, so. Not to say that there aren't violent protesters or violence that comes from the West Bank, from Palestinians. Sometimes I'm sure it does, but just I would be highly critical. Good afternoon, Stephen. I've written in the past on military history in the past to this account. Hopefully it does not go into the void, but if so, so be it. I'm writing specifically in response to your research on strategic bombing, which is an area I studied in university and work adjacent to in my professional life. I wanted to provide a basic breakdown of the most important concepts in regards to conducting strategic strikes, known as the concept of proportionality. What is proportionality? In its simplest terms, proportionality when applied to conducting airstrikes is the measure of concrete military advantage. Those three words are in quotes, as described in the Geneva Convention, weighed against the quote-unquote collateral risk, which is the combined risk to civilian life and infrastructure. In order for the application of force to be considered ethical and legal, according to the norms of military conflict and international law, the military utility extracted from a strike must prevail when weighed against the collateral risk or cost. The supreme example of a proportionality calculation is the strategic bombing of Japan, which included the deadliest air raid in military history, the bombing of Tokyo, and both the combat applications of a nuclear weapon. In all three cases, the military utility extracted was forcing Japan to accept an unconditional surrender without the need for a land invasion. The estimated losses of all parties, civilians included, for Operation Downfall or the invasion of Japan was beyond 10 million. And the collateral cost was in totality 1 million Japanese civilians, the total cost of all Allied bombing of Japan. When weighed, the perceived concrete advantage of ending the war without a military invasion of Japan significantly outweighed the perceived collateral costs in civilian life. Under this equation, the principle of proportionality was met, and one can argue the strikes were justified. Proportionality calculus can only be done preemptively based on good faith analysis, not in hindsight based on actual results. Despite debates today on whether or not Japan was actually forced to surrender by the bombs itself or by the Soviet declaration of war, a topic I have my own strong feelings on, those debates are irrelevant to the ethical justification, as one must consider the perceived military advantage versus perceived military risk due to the nature of war and how these calculations cannot be made after the fact. Hopefully that was useful. Thank you for your time. Okay. Here's like a random question that I have. When it comes to like all the mass bombings and shit way back in World War II, were there just like no such things as like surface to air missile batteries or whatever? Was there like no air defense, or did you go in and blow these things up first? Because like I feel like when I think of like old World War II bombers, it's like these big ass stupid fucking planes that are just like flying over places, just like dropping bombs. Was there like no way to deal with these? Oh, Destiny, flak and flak guns. Gotcha. So were these planes just like out of range? You just like couldn't do anything? You literally shot artillery into the air. That feels like it would be impossible. And you didn't have radar. Oh, Jesus.